Do you guys remember Beyblade? No, I'm not talking about this Beyblade. Not even this Beyblade. I'm talking about this Beyblade. The show where buildings were destroyed, stadiums got massacred, and a literal god comes into the show. And man, I hope y'all remember this demon. Man, I know if you guys watch this show, the one character you aren't forgetting is Ryuga. This man was literally terrorizing every single place he went to. Hands down, this is one of the greatest characters in all of fiction. I haven't met a person who said, I don't like Ryuga. Every single person I know who knows this guy just knows that this guy was an absolute legend. I mean, keep in mind, this man was fighting demons every single day just to become the greatest blader that he can be. Man was literally on mountaintops doing who knows what. And don't forget, this man was that much of a fucking demon that he retired people from Beyblade. People were scared of his presence. Just his presence. I hope people don't forget this either. When this man was first introduced into the show, he came from a casket, or he came from some science laboratory type of pod. And the moment he came out, he whooped our main character's ass and made him cry about his father. Like, this guy was no joke. Speaking about our main character, let's talk about our main character of the show, Jinga. Now, unlike most people, I love Jinga. Jinga is my favorite character of the whole show. I know you just saw me talk so highly about Ryuga, but let me tell you, Jinga was that guy for me. You know, it may be because I grew up watching Beyblade. You know, I was a kid. You know, as a kid, you're always in love with the main character. He's the good guy, this, and that. But man, even looking back, Jinga is such a good main character. From the way he came into the show with that mysterious background to his personal development in Metal Fusion, and then just destroying everyone basically in Metal Masters, and then beating a literal god at the end of Metal Fury. Like, people take Jinga lightly. Jinga was a demon in himself. And people want to take away from Jinga's feats, comparing it to Ryuga's feats, but come on, let's talk about Jinga's feats. Jinga, in the first 10 episodes, beat 100 bladers called the Face Hunters, and made it look easy. Jinga has been every character that you loved. He's been Ryuga, he's been Nemesis, he's been Kyoya, he's been Julian, he's been Deshayan, he's been Damien. Like, the list just goes on. This man is the main character for a reason, and I hope no one gets that twisted. You know, and I always see Jinga being talked down upon, that he was just all talent, he didn't need to work hard. But man, people forget, this man was in literal snow caves trying to become the best blader that he could be. Obviously, this was no Ryuga training, but he still proved himself time and time again with his back being turned against the wall. And you know, 99% of the time, he always came through. And to all those Jinga haters who want to hate, I know at the end of the Damien versus Jinga battle, I know everyone was on the edge of their seats, because that battle literally showed Jinga is more than just talent. Now, Beyblade didn't just offer the greatest show of all time, in my opinion, but let's talk about the toys that Beyblade in the Metal Gen had to offer. Man, when I talk about childhood, this is literally one of the first things that come up to my head. These toys were one of the best toys ever invented in life. Like, when I tell you, at school, every recess was treated like a Beyblade tournament. Kids in elementary school would literally run out as soon as the bell rang, and we'd get the sled, like the rectangle sleds. We'd place them on the ground. You'd have 6 kids circling up. All men's just let their blades loose, and the amount of hype, the amount of excitement, every kid was buzzing. You'd literally go home and practice with your bays just so you can bring them the next day to kick more bays' ass. Man, I remember just kicking everyone's ass with this certain bay I had. It was like a custom bay, but it had Phantom Orion's fusion wheel with the metal tip. literally no one was touching that Bey. It was just so fun. I don't even know if kids play with Beyblades anymore. I don't know if kids bring Beyblades to school anymore, but it was just such good times. And you know, everyone yelling, everyone getting excited, like that's what Beyblade really brought everyone together, because it was really just a community. And you know, not even at school, at home, when I'd come home, you know, I had siblings and we'd just play Beyblades. Like we can play with for hours, and you know, we wouldn't get bored, because that's just how fun the toys and you know, like what the anime kind of reflected. And we were trying to be having battles like it was the anime. Like, man, Beyblade really was that serious, if people didn't realize. And you know, I always hated the moments when some douchebag just stole your Beyblade. You know, I didn't even have, it wasn't even a real Beyblade. It wasn't part of the show. It was just some miscellaneous Beyblade. But it was a good Beyblade, you know. It was like, it was pretty tall too. And some kid just stole it. And I remember just being so pissed off that day. Now, let me get back into the anime, because I am not done talking about this anime just yet. I know I mainly focused on 2 characters, but there was still so many good characters like Kiyoya, Masamune, Tsubasa, Yu, Kenta, Benkei, Nayo, Deshayan, Julian. You know, the list just goes on and on. Most of these characters were flushed out to the best of their abilities. I know some of them had a little bit questioning writing, and you know, I could go more into depth if you guys want me to, but for the most part, this had the best set of characters, the storylines, like the whole Dark Nebula and Fusion, and then you know, the World Championship, and then you know, Spiral Force coming into Metal Masters, even though that was kind of a questionable ending, and then Nemesis and the God of Destruction and the Star Fragment. Like, that was one of the most creative things I've seen in all of writing. And you know, this show really pushed its creative limits to the edge. Now let me know if you guys want me to, you know, go into more depth, because I know I only touched surface level. You know, maybe I could review each season or do something upon that. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in a bit.